Yep. Hey, good morning, everybody. Happy Tuesday. I am here with Charles Vamadeva.
Hey, good morning, guys. Good morning, Dave.
Good morning, handsome. I keep telling people if you want to talk to a guy who knows a lot about VA loans, you might want to check with the guy that has VA loan on his license plate.
And I got some business out of that, too. Let me tell you. I've had people
Holy
call
shit.
me.
It's something else. So I want to give you a little bit of recognition right off the bat, Charles.
Oh, thank you.
I've been hearing about you for a couple of years from a lot of different people saying, hey, listen, you got to work with Charles. He's the best. He's the best VA lender out there. He's fantastic. My clients love him. And I kind of pushed the can down the road. And I said, I'm going to try this guy. And I'm going to try this guy. And I'm going to try this guy. Since I started working with you, Charles, I don't know if I'm ever going to work with anybody again.
Hey, I'm not complaining about that.
You're spoiling me, brother. My clients love you.
Thank you. Thank you for the kind words.
So we're talking about VA loan myths, and you're going to see that there's a poll that's been created here, guys. And I want you guys to answer your poll. What's the biggest myth? We're giving you 4 options. 1, they take forever to close. We got the clear to close in under 10 days. 2, yes. Appraisals always come in lower with VA loans. 3, VA loans net the seller less. Or 4, I can't afford or qualify for my VA loan. So that's the question here. Give Charles a little bit of love here. Let him know that you're all about Charles Vamadeva. We're launching January 22nd. I encourage you all to come out from 12 to 2 and get some lunch. How did you hear about VAREP, Charles?
You know what, Dave? I've actually heard about VAREP or VAREP on and off for a few years, but here locally, there really wasn't a presence until you got on the scene, and then we started hearing about it quite a bit. We went to that Phoenix convention event and really just heard a lot about it locally here after you started pushing it, advocating for veterans. So that's how I kind of heard about it.
And it's been really exciting. I called you up, and because you were already serving veterans, you were already out there on base, and I called you up and I said, I would love to have you sit on the board here at VAREP in Temecula, which is going to stretch from Camp Pendleton to March Air Force Base. We've got a lot of veterans that are going to be that we're going to be serving, and we're launching, of course, a week from today. So your position, my friend, what are you doing with VAREP?
Treasurer, cha-ching. I help handle the money coming in and out, donations, receiving donations, applying that to various things that advocate or help veterans, and so that's my main role right now.
And that ended up looking so small. We're going to pull that up. If there's one person that you want handling your money, I think it's you. I think we got really lucky. I don't want to brag or anything. But we got Charles.
Thank you for the kind words. All right.
Handling our money. So you do a lot of business with veterans. You go on base a lot. What is the biggest thing that you would like to tell people about working with veterans?
You know, the VA home loan is surprisingly not that difficult to get approved for. There's a notion out there that, it's so tough to get approved. They're going to nitpick at you and do this, that, and the other. The fact is, it's really not, because the VA guarantees up to 25% of that loan amount. And guess what that does? It gives the lender a warm and fuzzy. Right. So the underwriters are thinking, hey, if this thing goes south for some reason, the VA is going to come in. And of course, that doesn't mean it's a walk in the park. There are, underwriting questions, debt to income, things to be worked out and what have you. But for the most part, we find underwriters are wanting to make VA loans. Secondly, it's written in the VA code book right there in the guidebook, Dave, that underwriters are encouraged. It's written right there. Underwriters are encouraged to literally look for ways to get an approval. I've never read that in the FHA handbook. I've never read that in Fannie Mae's seller guide on a conventional loan, but the VA guidebook says to the underwriter, hey, we will honor any way that you find that makes sense. We're going to back it up in so many words. I'm paraphrasing. And so that gives underwriters a impetus to go find a way to make it work.
So would you say that the biggest VA loan myth, if you were to take the pool, would be that what would you say? Without me putting words in your mouth.
I don't know, Dave, if I could say one is above the other. There's several myths, like you mentioned. A lot of folks think it's going to take a long time, and yet you and I just closed a deal in, 19 days for a chief warrant officer, 19 days. It doesn't take a very long time. I think there is a myth out there that it's kind of taboo. It's very nitpicky. Underwriters are very heavy-handed. And I hate to say it, amongst some lenders, that is the case.
Sure.
And many years ago, maybe it was that way, but now the process has become very streamlined. And so the VA home loan is not nitpicky. You can get approved even if you've got credit challenges or imperfect credit. Your debt to income ratio is not perfect. There's a way to get it done.
So Tony Johnson will be at the SRCAR on January 22nd from 12 to 2. Will you be there?
Yes,
Do
sir.
you want to increase your business in 2019 by working with veterans? What is one big takeaway that you could give people to work with more veterans? How could I work with more veterans in 2019, Charles?
You know what? I really have a heart of servitude. So be willing to serve. You just have to. If you look at it, I mean, I'm going to be honest with you, Dave. There's lenders make a lot of money on VA loans. When we fund a VA, I'm just being real transparent with you. The pricing with Ginnie Mae behind it is so attractive. It's a very lucrative loan program because of the guarantee that comes with it. And so you could get dollar signs in your eyes, and that's all you see. You've got to adopt an attitude of, I'm going to make this deal work for this family, this veteran. They serve, they deserve it. If they've had credit issues, you've got to be willing to get down and dirty and work that deal. And I hate to say it, a lot of lenders, a lot of realtors don't want to go through that trouble. They want the cookie cutter deals. And
People
so
don't,
here's my
people don't
take
like
on it.
hard work, Charles. People don't like hard work. Are you telling me
Right.
that
Exactly.
I don't have to work a little bit?
Whether you have the heart, I'll say this to all real estate and lending professionals watching this, whether you have a heart to really serve veterans or not, the way that we can decipher that and determine it is this: not how many VA loans you do. That's not it. It's what do you do with that veteran that comes to you and says, man, life happened. I messed up. My credit is shot. I don't have a whole lot of money in the bank. I've got job gaps. I've got this and that. What do you do with that veteran? Do you kick him to the curb and go on to the clean deal? Or do you get down and dirty and work that deal, whether it takes 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, 12 months to get that military family into a home? That is the indicator as to whether you have a heart to serve or you're all about the money.
Yep. And that's when I have people come up to me and they say, hey, David, I'd really like to target Marines in my business and this and that. And I say, hey, listen, it's not about targeting people. It's about service. And if you can understand that mindset, first and foremost, be that person of service, do that service, and then you'll have the business. Be that person that's going out there and putting their best foot forward. That's answering all of those questions that people have that feel like stupid questions, and don't make them feel bad about it. And then people might want to work with you. It's not a bad thing. Jacob is saying, get dirty. And I absolutely agree. Get dirty. There's no path to success that doesn't lead through hard work. And if you're willing to serve and if you're willing to be a good person, your name will get out there naturally.
Yes. And that's really what's happened, Dave. I thank God I'm blessed. I give him all the praise because the hard work and the willingness to get down and dirty and work hard and figure it out when it wasn't convenient to do so, burning the midnight oil, maybe not making as much on the deal. That mentality has, honest to God, opened the floodgates for me.
I get people that call me that, and I had people that call me that say, hey, I'm 3 weeks away from going into, losing my house, but I have equity. And it's those people that you go above and beyond for. Hey, you know what? I can't find a house right now. Or, hey, you know what? I'm getting ready to be homeless.
Right.
My camis and canines. You can always help somebody somewhere with something. Just because you can't help them right now with buying a home doesn't mean that you can't help them, to keep a roof over their head. And so anyway, brother, I love you for what you're doing. I appreciate that as a patriot, you're stepping in as a role of service for our military brethren. And I appreciate you a great deal, Charles.
Oh, thank you so much. Likewise, I appreciate the kind words and glad to be working with anybody that's helping veterans.
People are asking, I need his information. How do I reach out to Charles? Reach out to Charles on Facebook. But the big thing is ask Charles, how do I join VA Rep? Come out on January 22nd from 12 to 2. See Charles get sworn in. Find out what we're all about.
Yes.
And help us serve.
Yes. Yes, really is. It's all online, and you can come to the event, right? And we're gonna all be there. Myself, you, Dave, Toby, Romeo, all the others, and you can talk to us and jump on in. I mean, there's plenty of opportunity to serve. There's always more need than there is resources. There just really is. There's more need. We'll never outgive. We'll never give enough. There's just a lot of need. And
Right.
a lot of those needs are unseen and unheard. They're not voiced. People aren't talking about, I don't have money to take my kids to the movies. No one's putting that out on Facebook.
That's right.
You know, I ran across that the other day. I was talking to somebody. I don't have enough money to take my kid. I mean, come on, right? They're not going to voice that. Well, if you detect a need like that and you can help in some way, we all band together. We can make our community just a much better place to live.
Community.
Yeah.
Community. And that's what we're building here. And so if you want to be a part of our community, and you're a part of our community, whether you like it or not, we'd love to have you be active. So love you, my brother. I appreciate you.
Thank you for the
Enjoy
opportunity.
the rest of your Tuesday. Please share this out. Let people know how they
Yes.
can find out about VAREP. And we'll see you January 22nd from 12 to 2 at SRCAR.
We'll see you guys. Thanks, Dave. Bye now.
See you, my brother.